Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for May 15, 2025, the Downfall in Davos edition. And we begin with that story of the ousted head of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, told trustees last month that he planned to step down from the organization he founded 55 years ago. And he is battling impropriety allegations in the second probe into his conduct in a year. He really is very concerned and indeed is working furiously to protect his legacy after a barrage of accusations prompted the World Economic Forum board to order a second probe into his conduct in less than a year. Instead of a gradual handover, Schwab was forced out as chair in April, and investigators are now picking over his financial relationship after a whistleblower alleged he and his family received inappropriate financial benefits. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal Technology section, Sherry Quinn reporting that the U.S. has scrapped AI Diffusion rules in its revamp of the Biden-era chips curve. This scraps a measure that has proved unpopular with technology firms like NVIDIA, who are indeed welcoming the move by the Trump administration. The Department of Commerce said in a statement it was rescinding the AI diffusion rules on the grounds it has stifled American innovation, saddled companies with onerous regulations, and undermined diplomatic relations with dozens of countries. It's hard to believe the Trump administration gives one whit about diplomatic relations with dozens of countries, but at least NVIDIA said it welcomed the Trump administration's leadership and direction on AI policy. Unfortunately, that leadership is no leadership, but here we are. Next up, JBS, which at one time held the world's biggest FCPA fine and is recognized as the world's largest meat packer, has been given the green light in April, was given the green light to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange. The listing has been delayed several times over the past decade due to a deluge of scandals involving the top shareholders and their holding companies, including the aforementioned bribes, kickbacks, and illegal campaign contributions. This is in addition to price fixing, wage manipulation, and violating of child labor laws. Does that sound like somebody we want to have listed in the United States? Well, apparently under the Trump administration, this time it looks for real. So it behooves U.S. authorities to have JBS listed because it increases regulatory oversight. Well, perhaps, but that only counts if you're doing actual investigations and enforcement of the law. And our final story comes to us from the Federal News Network, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News, which reports that the Office of Federal Contract Compliance has laid off 90% of its workforce. Now, does that sound like an administration that is committed to doing business ethically and compliance? Well, it's the Trump administration, so please don't interrupt my rhetorical questions that I pose in this podcast. At any rate, have a great Thursday. We'll look forward to visiting with you tomorrow. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.